He's finally catching up. Matt's having a hard time keeping up with the CFMOTO 450 on that 890. That thing's just a little weak compared to this. Just a quick walk around of Matt's 890 Adventure R. What year is that?
That's a 2021.
2021. And what do you think of that bike? Are you in love or changing it up?
If I only had one bike, this would be it.
Matt will hop on the 450 for a little bit. Just be easy on that throttle. It's got a little bit more power than that 890, so. Matt tried to walk me through all these settings, and I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm going to ride the bike the way he likes it. Level 7 right now on this surface, and street mode, it's fine. We're here for Matt to ride this bike. What I recommended for him is to leave it on just the street mode. Well, that way you'll have traction control. You can whip it around the corners and kind of see how that reacts. But then later on, all you got to do is just hold this, and you'll see off-road. The one thing you have to do when you activate that, when you're riding, you have to let loose of the throttle and then come back with it.
Oh, it's so light.
Really? You think it's light?
Feel that. It's like a tank.
What I would like to do in the future is a lay-down test with my T7 and this. Once my leg heals, I'll try to lift both of them and see which one, feels a little bit lighter. Oh, I'm sure. I haven't been on one of these beasts in a while. Oh, yeah. That KTM power is just freaking addictive. Really nice brakes on here. Reminds me of my 1190. They were so responsive.
My first impression getting on was it's playful. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the same power as my WR450, but that's probably attributed to the weight a little bit as well. But overall, I talk to myself a lot when I ride. And one of the things I said is, I want one. Give me one now.
Really?
Yeah.
Just off the bat like that?
Yeah, it's just, when I rode this, I felt more like I was on a dirt bike and less like I was on an adventure bike.
Right.
And when I ride the 890, we've done red cone on that, but the 890 is big, it's heavy. I'm a little nervous on it, even being a capable rider. Mm-hmm. On this, I hopped on and I, just rear steering the back around and didn't hesitate to push it. Whereas on the bigger bike, you hesitate a little bit because the front wants to push out.
Just hopping myself on the 890 here, it would take me a while to get familiar with the bike. This one I just found to be, you hop on and you just go. Especially for an experienced rider like yourself. So, I asked you to, let's go for these guys to go by.
We got some friendly folks in the Razors. It's been busy out here today.
So I asked you to leave traction and ABS on for the first couple of twisties.
Yep.
How did you feel the traction control reacts?
It definitely feels, you notice the traction control more, okay, I would say, than the KTM. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty refined system and
right.
Twice the price.
Exactly. I didn't even want to get into it. I just left everything the way it was
Yeah.
when I hopped on.
Yeah, the nice thing is you can play with the traction on the 890 and
right.
For this terrain I want 7, for this I want 3.
Gotcha. And that level is from 1 to 10?
1 to 9 in rally mode.
Okay, gotcha.
But
yeah, this is on and off pretty much. Traction on or traction off.
On the other hand, the reduced power, you can actually turn off-road mode on, get rid of the traction control, and because you don't have a giant motor spinning that rear wheel all the time, I wasn't nervous about it.
Right, you're not intimidated that you're going to lose the rear end. You
yeah.
just kind of use your throttle and clutch control. Well, let's talk about power. I mean, you're used to having this beast, 890R. Do you think this is sufficient for off-road riding?
For off-road with no gear on it, I would definitely take this over the 890. Mm-hmm. Where I would worry a little bit is fully laden with luggage, and then you're on the highway doing 60, 70, and you want to pass somebody.
Right.
But if we're really doing adventure riding, this is where we're riding. So stay off the highway, stay on the dirt. It's my motto. I like to ride dirt more than anything.
Right, right. Well, Matt, anything else you want to include?
Otherwise, just ergonomics. Sitting down, I actually felt a little low in the bike. So maybe that high seat would be nice. I think you mentioned that before.
Right, yeah. How tall are you, by the way?
I'm 5'9", 5'10",
Okay.
32 inseam.
Okay.
So maybe a little taller seat if you're going to do a lot of sit-down riding, but this was great to get both feet. I was planted with my knees bent a little bit. And that's great for the technical stuff, and I feel like this would get through it.
Right.
We went through some couple of little G-out washes
Couple
back
of G-out
there.
washes. How did the suspension react on those G-outs?
It was, I almost felt like the rear was a little stiff.
Yeah. Everybody's been saying this, especially Eli when he took it to the MX course. It kind of like a little bit of a kickback to it.
Yeah.
It's almost a little oversprung. But we're working on fixing that. We'll see what we need to do in the future.
Overall, the suspension felt good. I know you've tweaked it a little bit, with clickers and everything. And I wasn't complaining about the suspension. So, the average rider's going to hop on and enjoy it.
Right, right.
And nobody wants to buy a bike and put $2,000 into suspension.
Exactly. And clicker-wise, just to let you know, we went 7 out from factory. So I believe there's 20 clicks. They start at 10. We went 7 out, just to kind of make it a little bit more plush. It was really harsh just out the gate. But then again, the bike only has 1,100 miles on it, and everything's still kind of working its way in. So maybe we'll give it some more time. Everything will set itself.
Yeah. Otherwise, the dash is great. The throttle probably needs a little adjustment, but that's a small issue that you really can't complain about. The hazards are cute.
The hazard light, yeah. Little button
That's
there.
a cute addition. One thing I did notice following you in the rally this weekend was the lights are very bright.
Yeah.
Which is nice
Yeah.
for on that road riding. It really grabs your attention with the turn signals on.
Right. I'm impressed with what they did out the gate. LED lights. Jeez. Yeah, my Yamaha T7 to 23 had these nasty looking bulbs on it.
That does too.
This would, oh my gosh. Well, look at that.
Yep.
Maybe they have a surplus of these old bulbs or something and they got to use them up. Well, let's keep it short and sweet and get back to the ride.
Yeah.
You gonna hop back on your bike?
I think I'll take this one a little further.
You think so?
I parked it in front for a reason.
All right. Well, I don't mind the power with this. I mean, I'm addicted to this KTM power they have, so let's get rolling.